Once again, it's me. It's your girl, Sakara Bay, motivational speaker and author, here with this week's life lesson. Let's celebrate life today. Let's just be glad and be grateful and be in celebration mode despite of everything that is going on around us. There is still so much to be grateful for. I know it may be hard to see or hard to realize when we are in the midst of going through the things that we have to go through. But it is every day that God wakes us up. It's a day to just to feel grateful, to be blessed. We lose sight of the fact sometimes that no matter what our situation may be, it could still be worse. There's someone out here that would give anything to trade their situation for yours, who is going through things that may be extremely difficult, that wish they had it as good as we do. People in third world countries and different places all over the world that are suffering in major ways every single day, who sees our life and our situation as luxury compared to what they have to go through on the regular basis. So we got to find something to be grateful for. They say Americans can sometimes be I guess spoiled, because we have it, we really do have it good compared to what other people have to go through. So you know what we're going to do before I get started? We're going to take a moment just to count our blessings and just to be grateful. Be grateful just for a moment before I go ahead and jump into this life's lesson. So let's just take a few moments, gather our thoughts, clear our minds, put ourselves in receptive mode, and maybe we can walk away from this life lesson with something. Okay, here we go. That is always such a release to me. So I hope someone just takes time out today, even if it's not right now at this very moment. Just take some time out to relax your mind and clear your thoughts and center yourself. We have to learn how to be present in the moment, opposed to what I'm gonna do tomorrow, or what I'm going to eat for dinner, or what next week gonna look like, or what bill has to be taken care of, and all the stuff that fills our brain on the regular basis. Kind of prop myself up on here a little bit more. So yeah, it's always good to center yourself and just be present in the moment. It allows you to enjoy life more. So I'm so glad that I got that out the way. Today's topic is peace. And I pray that is not the topic that I chose for today. Today I wanted to talk about balance and learning how to incorporate balance in our life and make time for the things that we need to make time for, and prioritize ourselves while we juggle all the other important things that we have to juggle in our lives on a regular basis. So I'll get around to balance. But before I even began to study last night, I said a prayer and I asked God, I was like, what do your people need? Like, what do you want me to deliver to your people? And he said it so softly. He said, peace. He just spoke it into my spirit, and I just almost got scared. I was like, all right. I'm like, why can't I do that with everything else? I'm laughing at myself thinking about how sometimes God will answer me immediately when I ask him something or when I need his guidance. And sometimes he'll allow me to make decisions on my own, or, he won't answer me as as quickly as he will at other times. So I'm like, dang, I wish I can do that with everything else. But the way that God gave me peace, it was like almost startling. Like when you call on God, when you have a connection um, with the higher being, and you call on God, and you ask God to give you guidance, and when the Spirit shows up, it scared me. It scared me a little bit. I was like, all right, whoosh, because I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not ready for it, because it happens often. And I'm so glad that to have the Spirit of God with me at all times. I believe I am a very spiritual person, and that is why I am where I am right now, because of the guidance of God and the Holy Spirit, and just not being alone and allowing myself to be receptive of God and the Holy Spirit. But it was kind of scary when I called on God last night concerning what he wanted me to deliver to his people today. I was like, whoa, like, okay, like I had no choice but to just get down and dirty and just go ahead and dig into peace, because I don't know who God knows needs to hear this message. It may be one person, it may be some of you. It was me too. Like, but when I asked God which direction to lead me in, he so obviously just spoke into my spirit to deliver peace today. So I will be obedient and adhere to the Holy Spirit, because this is what the Holy Spirit gave me. Peace. So we're going to talk about peace today. I believe all of us needs peace. All of us needs to learn how to incorporate peace in our lives on the regular basis. It would make our lives so much more pleasant. Just our journey. Life is a journey, and it is an experience, and sometimes we do more suffering along the way than we do enjoying enjoying it. And I think learning how to incorporate peace more in our lives on a regular basis will allow us to have a more pleasant journey. So me personally, I prioritize my peace. I really, really do. In the midst of, whatever is going on, I try to keep a sound mind. If it's something that is completely out of my control, then it's out of my control. I can't wreck my brain and stressing out and all of that kind of stuff over things that I just cannot control. So I choose to release the things that I cannot control and let it be. And I trust God always. Like, I just really do. I trust God in the hard times, and I trust God just all the time. I rely on God to help me along the way, and that brings me peace. So peace. What is peace? Peace means to be in the middle of mayhem and chaos and staying calm and focused. Peace is knowing that God is on your side and resting on that. It's not just knowing, but it is also living it out. Whew. I mean, I can be done. That can be the end of the life lesson right there. It's not just knowing, it's living it out. It's like, we get on social media with our memes, and I prioritize my peace and all of this kind of stuff. And even people who live under certain religions and know how to quote the word of God and all of that kind of stuff, but we're not living it enough. We're just not living it enough. So if you can quote it, if you can quote it from the word of God and it sounds beautifully coming out of your mouth, like you know how to say it word for word, probably exactly how God want to hear you say it to somebody else or whatever, but you're not living that, and you're not living that thing, it means nothing. It holds no weight. It holds no power in your life if you don't know how to live peace. It is not just saying it. It is not just knowing it. I mean, you know you have to do something. It is also living it out. That's just like saying, a lot of people like saying knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Just knowing something is not enough if you're not using it for something, so I can be done. Like, I can be done. It's not just knowing it, it is also living it out. So knowing how to be at peace with yourself is a very important part of you, because is a very important part of becoming your best you. Knowing how to be at peace with yourself is a very important part of becoming your best you. So it is just is. It is. I mean, it's necessary in growth and learning how to move forward in success and weight loss journeys and financial journeys and spiritual journeys and emotional whatever, wherever you are in life, and however old you are, it is one of the main ingredients to you being successful on your journey and where you're going and what you have to do in your life. So you can't successfully get to where you want to be if you don't learn how to incorporate peace in your life. I know I talk a lot about peace, and I know I never did a study on peace before. I know I never, and I got I got like a stack of life lessons that I have done over time. And I was like, why do I feel like I did a study on peace before? But I feel like I talk about peace a lot, but I never actually got into it the way that I am going to get into it today. So if you are one person who know that you lack of inner peace, we're going to talk about inner peace, because that, to me, that's the only peace. I'm not going to get too further ahead of myself, but by all means, please take notes. Just try to have something for yourself to refer back to when you need it, or just refer back to it constantly anyway, so you can learn how to incorporate this very important factor in your everyday life. We are talking about peace today. So when you are at peace, you feel calm, safe, and relaxed. Even if there is stress, we are protected from it by the sense of security and safety, the security and safety that brings about stillness. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the stillness and the knowing, and just the being able to not allow myself to get upset and get sick and get stressed out, and all of the negative things that come about by having not as much peace as I need in my life. So I'm grateful for the security and safety, and that it brings, about the stillness, and that's a place that we have to grow to. Like, me practicing peace and learning how to incorporate peace is something that I prioritize in my life over and over and over again, for so many years. I remember many well, many years ago, I used to live on 10th Street, down North Philly. My house was literally falling in on my head. My marriage was falling apart. I had kids to that I was responsible for, and I remember the kitchen floor was so bad, like we could not step on a certain part of the kitchen floor without being afraid that we was going to be in the basement. I'm like, y'all know y'all better not go over there unless you're behind, want to end up in the basement. And I remember standing in that chaos and not knowing where my husband was, and school getting ready to start, and my son's, his birthday is September 6th. He'll be 17 this year. His birthday always fell like right on the same day that school started. So I'm in there trying to, celebrate my son's birthday, not knowing where my husband is, house falling in on my head. And I remember repeating the same thing to myself over and over and over again that brought me such calmness and peace to my spirit. I reminded myself of how much God loves me and that He has more for me. Woo! Than the situation that I was in. And I kept, like a mantra, I just kept repeating the same thing to myself over and over and over again. Like, this cannot be it. Like, this cannot be it. I know that there is so much more that you have out here for me. And eventually, before God removed me from that situation physically, He removed me from that situation. He gave me peace within myself, almost as if the things that were happening around me wasn't even happening. Like, it's okay. Like, you're right here, right now, but you're not going to be right here forever. And He gave me peace in that moment. I felt like I was just going to snap out and lose my mind. I was like, whew, I'm going to end up in jail, because when this man come in here, I'm going to put my hands on him and I'm going to hurt him. That's how I felt like at the point. And, I just had to try to keep myself together for my children, and I thought I was going to cry, and I felt myself like shaking on the inside, and like I'm going to break down, like what the heck is going on. And God was like, none of that. Like, you're not going to hurt him. You can't end up in jail, because who's going to take care of these kids? I'm like, you right. Like, you right, I can't go to jail, because I really was like at the point, like I was going to hurt that man. But, and I knew that I just wanted more for myself, to live in a worn down, poverty stricken. I wanted more for myself and for my children. So I had to remind myself that I wanted more, and eventually I would have more. And now I do. Like, now my life is better than it has ever been, ever. Like, my parents, I never even seen them live the way that I have lived over the past few years. And it's just that I always knew that for myself, and God gave me that peace even in the midst of the storm. So, like, He didn't take me out of it instantly, but it's almost as if He did, because eventually I was out of it. So sometimes you have to hold on to that peace until you ultimately get what you are asking God for. So regardless of the challenges that we are facing, we still have to look on life. We still have to look on life and look at life and allow us to see the opportunities and abundance around us. My favorite motivational speaker of all time, his name is Mr. Napoleon Hill. I just gained so much knowledge and wisdom from this man, and he became a great success. One of the main multi millionaires back in the early 1900s, and he worked hard for his success. And his mother died when he was 10 years old. And that was the greatest adversity in his life. And that was the greatest blessing in his life, because if his mother had not died, he would not have been introduced to the world that he was introduced to, that allowed him to become as successful as he became. So sometimes we think something is happening to us, and it can be happening for us. We have to look, and we have to look for abundance and opportunity and adversity. So I'm trying to train my mind to allow myself to do those things. Things are not always easy for anybody, especially when you are trying hard to do meaningful things in your life for yourself and for your children, and you have goals and you want a bright future and all of that kind of stuff. But we have to learn how to look for opportunity and adversity. It is not always bad. We just have to kind of shift our perspective on it and look at it in a different way. So shalom is Hebrew for peace. Salam is Arabic for peace. Amani is peace in the African native language. No matter what part of the world we are from, or what language we speak, we all need peace. It's God's will for us to live in peace and harmony with one another. This world needs peace. Inner peace helps us to confront life with an open heart and mind. It also helps us to keep track of what is important to us and eliminate negative influence. So there's always going to be negativity around us, especially with social media, just like right at the tip of our fingertips. There's positive and there's negative, and really we ultimately choose what we want to allow into our brains, what we want to allow into our lives. The things on our news feed, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your social media, your TikTok, whatever, even on your YouTube, is for you. So it is basically tailored around the things that you like to look at on the regular basis. And sometimes we could be feeding our brains things that are not so healthy for us to be looking at, and that kind of brings us the uneasiness and the a lot of stuff we believe, for it to be true, and we don't differentiate the things of reality and the things that is going on in the social media world, and the things that they are putting right at our fingertips, accessing the things that we allow ourselves to look at every single day. And we allow so many things to have a negative impact on our minds, and that really controls us in so many different ways. Like, it has us thinking negatively, on edge, and the world is going to hell, and everything is bad, and all of this kind of stuff. And it's basically the things that we're putting into our brains. Even some of the things that we like to watch on TV. There are a lot of things that God would not be pleased with that is going on in this world today. But there is so much love and beauty surrounded around us that is going on in this world today. We don't give it the attention that it deserves. I love the city of Philadelphia. That is my home. That is where I was born and raised. And the violence have gotten out of control over the past couple years in the city of Philadelphia. But I believe one reason why the violence has gotten so bad is because that is what is getting these kids attention. They're not getting the attention that they need at home. They're not getting the attention that they are seeking probably from their loved ones, and they just gotta find it in other places. You can post something negative and you get 100 likes and 1,000 views and all of this kind of stuff, but you can post something positive. I posted that the murder rate in the city of Philadelphia was down 18% this year. And I know it looks bad from where we're looking at, but that is a step in the right direction. I think that post was on my social media account for maybe a week before one person liked it and nobody commented on it. But they said someone died. It was someone famous. I forgot who it was. I think it was Gladys Knight. It was false news that Gladys Knight died. And it was like, no, she didn't. They lying. I'm like, why would somebody do that? And it was like 50 people that commented on that post and like just like going off on something negative, and the positive things get no attention. That's why it's so much negativity going on. It's because of us. It's because of the adults and the role models, and and the parents and the aunts and the uncles and the people. Like, we're not giving these kids the nurturing and the attention that they need. That's why they would rather do something negative, like shoot up something or go rob somebody, or try to get some attention elsewhere, or try to get the money and the flashing and the guns and all this kind of stuff. These kids are out here killing people. My sister is a correctional officer for the city of Philadelphia. It is like a whole section full of kids that she has to watch sometimes. They have to be in a different area and population from the adult people in the prison because they're just kids. And these kids got bodies. These kids is in there for like shooting 2, 3, and 4 or 5 people. Like, it's out of control, but that's what's getting them attention. That's what's getting them attention, because they got like 5 seconds of fame when they graduate high school or take up a trade or something like that. And different cultures, a lot of different cultures, I believe, probably celebrate their children more than the African American culture do, or probably on a broader span. Like, they really celebrate their children and they prioritize putting positive things into their minds, so they can live great lives. And we don't put our children on a pedestal and give them the chance that they deserve. Even as young children, we care more about our personal wants and needs and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't think there's some great parents out here, and I am not saying we doing the best that we can with what we have, but we probably need to do it in a different way that's going to be more beneficial to our children. And I'm talking about specifically in the African American neighborhood. We just don't have, we don't give negative and positive. Like, we don't give it the same energy. Like, why we can't give the positive things as much energy as we given the negative things? I don't understand. We should give it the same energy. So we lack peace, inner peace, and peace in our minds, because we focus on the things that is not so good in life. We don't give the love and the happiness and the joy. I'm so grateful for the things that God allows me to see on a daily basis. I rode past a beautiful baby deer, and it like completely took my breath for me to come that close to such a beautiful animal. Or we were riding past like a cornfield, and the sun was setting yesterday, and it was like a pretty reddish orangish color, and my son was like, "Mom, look at the sun setting," and it completely took my breath away. Or if I see like a pop of colorful flowers in the midst of a green field, and God allows me to see the beauty in life, you would think that I saw some like heaven itself. Like, these things bless my spirit so much so, and it brings me peace, and I'm so grateful. And the more beauty that I am grateful for seeing on a regular basis, the more God gives me beauty for my eyes to see and things to be grateful for. And I pay attention to these things, and they are so amazing to me. And I choose to focus on the beauty in life opposed to focusing on the negative things. Not that I'm not saying that the negative things are not there, or I'm trying to be like ignorant to the things that are going on in this world. I just want to have peace. I want to have inner peace within myself. So I choose to focus on the beauty in life, and the little things mean so much to me, and it brings me such great joy and peace. Like, so I mean, it's just different. Like the same thing that the same negativity that people give so much attention to, I choose to give my attention to the more positive things and the more beautiful things in life, and it fills my heart and it blesses me. It makes me happy and it makes me feel good. I do this for myself every single day, and it brings me great joy and great peace. So I don't think that we practice on learning how to allow beautiful things into our life as often as we should, so we can enjoy life a little better. We allow the negative things in more than we allow the beauty and the positive things in. And I believe it should be the other way around. We should accept the beauty and positive things on a way greater scale than we accept the negative things. Because if we did that collectively as humans, then maybe it would be less negativity going on in this world. I'm only one person. I cannot control what other people say, do, or allow into their hearts, minds, and spirits. I can only control what I choose to do on the regular basis. But just imagine for 1 second if people allow more beauty and more positive things into their hearts, minds, and spirits on the regular basis. Everyone would be so much more happier. It would be like a trickling effect down to your family, down to your children, down to your future, down to your finances, your health, your body. You'll be able to focus on the things that are, or that you are supposed to focus on, opposed to the things that stress you out on a regular basis. So in turn, that's what it allows me to do in my life, which I actually wrote down during this study. I actually came across that. So yeah, we lack peace of mind, and we can find ourselves being overwhelmed and stressed out, and that can lead to all sorts of mental health problems like depression, anxiety, PTSD, and it can also take a toll on our physical health, causing issues like high blood pressure, headaches, and being physically drained. Just like physically drained, like we so stressed out nowadays in our mind, like we can't even get up and do nothing because we are just physically drained because of the lack of peace that we have inside of ourselves and in our minds. We don't think that it might have an effect on us physically. I don't think that we give peace of mind the importance. We don't put it on the scale that it needs to be put on. We got it down here on the bottom shelf when it need to be all the way up here on the top shelf. Like, I can't worry about peace right now. I gotta do this and I gotta do that and all of this kind of stuff. Like, stop, listen, look, breathe. Like, you so worried about everything else that you ain't took a breath yet. And you wondering why you don't feel good, because you're not allowing yourself to have peace. And we can't continue to do that to ourselves. And I didn't even write down half the things that even during other studies I came across. Like, not having peace in our minds can have such devastating effects on our health. Like, you can shock your entire nervous system and have a term. You can be diagnosed with a terminal illness, because I'm not saying this to scare nobody. It's true. Like, it is true. Like, you can be diagnosed and you be like feeling like such the victim. Oh my goodness, how did this happen to me? And they diagnosed me with such and such or whatever. And you don't realize that you allowed this to happen to yourself because you have been going down this road of uneasiness for so long, and your body just got, y'all don't think the body get tired. Like, we're only human. We get tired. I have seen some of the same people struggling with some of the same issues for so long, and ultimately their situation did get worse. Some people are not even alive anymore because of where they allowed their minds to take them directly to their graves. And I don't know if that is not important. I don't know. Some people be on some, oh, we all got to die anyway type stuff. And I don't know. I want to enjoy my life while I am living. And if practicing inner peace is going to allow my experience to be more pleasant and allow me to have a greater quality of life, like, you will literally be healthier in your body because you have allowed yourself to practice inner peace. We think it's a game, and it's not. Like, it's just not. We can't keep doing this to ourselves. So we can only find peace of mind. No, we can find peace of mind by doing things like spending time in nature. I am all for spending time in nature. I love it so much. Meditating. I don't meditate as much as I would like to, but I do practice meditation, and it is very helpful. Being grateful. I start every message with a moment of gratefulness. And learning how to love ourselves more. I am so grateful that God allowed me to love myself more because it's uneasy. That's an uneasy place to be when you don't love yourself the way that you need to love yourself. And everyone should. I don't care who you are, what type of mistakes you have made, what part of the world you came from, how much your family lied to you about how you ain't gonna never be this or never be that, or how people choose to treat you and all of that kind of stuff. We all should learn how to get down to the nitty gritty of learning how to love ourselves for who we truly are. Self-acceptance. Loving every part of your body. We don't all look the same. We are all created individually in different ways. Some of us, got big noses or bigger whatever part of your body. We have to learn how to love it. You just really do. When you learn how to practice self-acceptance, you learn how to love yourself. If there are things you need to modify, for your own health or for your own good or whatever, you want to gain weight, lose weight, you want to be healthier, whatever the case may be, that is totally up to you. But we should all learn how to practice self-acceptance and learn how to love ourselves. That brings us a sense of inner peace. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just, I had to push the restart button on my entire life. And I realized that everything that I was taught about myself was a lie. And I had to do some soul searching. I had to dig deep down within myself and find out who I really was. And it's a process. And if you don't begin to do it, sometimes it may never happen for some people. Some people don't think it's important to learn how to love yourself. And if you are practicing self-acceptance and learning how to love yourself, or learning how to incorporate inner peace in your life, Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself and give yourself time. I love saying this, but it's true. Rome was not built overnight. It just wasn't. It was declared one of the most beautiful places in the world once they were finished building it. But when I researched it, they said it took over 2,000 years to build Rome. That's the same thing with us. We have to take our time to build ourselves into the beautiful thing that we were really created to be. And it's nobody else's responsibility but ours. I think we look too much on from different sources for things that we should be looking from for within. So yeah, we have to learn how to love ourselves. So problems like difficulties, fears, worries, and hurt feelings increase mental restlessness and lack of inner peace. So we all go through these things. We all have difficulties in life. We all have to face our fears in life at one point or another. We all worry from time to time about whatever situation that might be worrying us. We all get our feelings hurt by somebody who think it's okay to hurt our feelings, and this gives us restlessness when your mind just will not rest. It just keeps on going. Some of us can't sleep at night, and it allows that lack of inner peace to creep in. That's when you have to step in and protect your peace and gain yourself your inner peace back. And once you get a hold of your inner peace and get it to where a comfortable place where you have peace in your life every day of your life, maintain it and keep it there. Do what I have. A lot of peace, of inner peace in my life. I still have things that come up to try to rob me of my inner peace, disturb my inner peace, and it's a process. I have to work on maintaining my inner peace every single day. I do these things to maintain. It's just like being in a relationship or marriage, and you got to keep the relationship happy and fun and healthy and all of that kind of stuff. That's the thing, the same things that you have to do when you are in a relationship or partnership or whatever to maintain a healthy relationship. That's the same thing that you have to do for yourself. You can't just do it one time and think it's just going to come or naturally just take care of itself. You have to maintain your inner peace. If that means taking yourself to a peaceful place, listening to some peaceful music, putting yourself in a peaceful frame of mind, we have to do it on the regular basis, even if it's for 5 minutes, a day, or maybe however long you want to just take some time out just to gain some peace of mind. It's never, I always say this, when you are doing something for yourself in that aspect, it's never a waste of time. It is never a waste of time to take time out to do something that is going to help you. Some people say, I don't have time for this, or to meditate, or to, be out in nature, or, none of that corny bull crap y'all out here doing, that voodoo stuff or whatever. I don't care. Y'all call me whatever you want to, because Sakara gonna do it all day because it's worth it to me. It's worth it to me. A lot of people suffer through things even that I see on my timeline, and I'm not gonna say I can't relate to it, like I never been there, but I don't have to deal with that in my life right now. It's hurt to see people, it hurts to see people going through some of the things that they go through. Some people that I love dearly, that I have and always will love dearly, but it's nothing that I can do about somebody else's inner peace because I'm busy working on mine. And it makes me grateful that I don't have to suffer through that anymore. Not that like I said, not that I have never, but I have grown to a place where I don't have to suffer with the lack of inner peace. And no one gave it to me. I worked hard and continue to work hard to maintain a healthy level of inner peace. I do this for myself on the regular basis. I do. Sometimes I find myself not focusing on my peace as much as I need to. And I got to bring that thing back, baby, because I need my peace. I need my peace. I had to prioritize my peace. I can't let other people's situation and what they going through rub off on me. I talk to people almost every single day that are going through difficult situations, and I try to talk them through it, give my advice on different levels from a personal aspect, my testimony, things that God has allowed me to go through. And I can tell you all day the things that I do and what God has allowed me to grow through. But that don't mean you're going to do it. And if you don't do it, I can't allow that to interrupt my inner peace. I have to continue to talk to people like I'm doing right now on a regular basis. And whether you choose to take my advice or not, it's up to you. I don't want to force anybody or to try to make you think that this is something that can happen overnight. But every effort that you put towards gaining inner peace is worth it. Like we think we work so hard for things that we can obtain through money, and we want nice clothes and all of that kind of stuff, and be able to do nice things for ourselves, which by all means there is nothing wrong with doing those things. But having inner peace is just, or probably even more important than financial gain. So some people cash their inner peace in for financial gain. Like, you got all this money, but you ain't got no inner peace. That ain't no fair trade to me. I'm sorry. How can you enjoy the money? Like, how? How can you enjoy what you work so hard for if you having a nervous breakdown? Like, how does that work? Explain it to me, please. Because people do it all the time. I don't have time to work on myself right now. I don't have time to focus on my health. I don't have time to focus on my inner peace. I gotta get this money and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, go ahead, because I'm going to do something to gain and maintain inner peace. The money going to come. The financial gain is going to come. You are going to enjoy life the way that you want to, but you have to prioritize things like practicing, learning how to incorporate inner peace in our lives. I'm not going to say you, like I'm just talking to you. I'm talking to me too. Like, we have to do these things on the regular basis to live the life that we really want to live. I think we kind of got it backwards. Like, we kind of like got it, and then we make ourselves comfortable with kind of flipping the script, because we got it to where it makes sense to only us. like it just don't even make sense. Like, you prioritizing things that should be on the back burner. Like, don't even worry about that right now at all. Worry about learning how to prioritize your inner peace. That's what we really need to be focusing on the regular basis. So, where there is war, there is no peace. And I wrote that down because I wrote that down in the literal sense and in a spiritual sense, because we could be going to war on the inside, like in our minds and in our spirit. We can have a whole raging battle going on inside of us. Where you gonna put peace at? There's no room for it. If we are constantly allowing this war to rage inside of us, there is no place for peace. So we have to call a truce. However, put the fire out, do whatever you gotta do, and get rid of that war that has been going on inside of you. It could mean cutting ties with certain people, cutting ties with certain things. I don't know. You know the war that has been raging inside of you, that have been robbing you of your inner peace for so many years. I don't know. I don't know what your war is. You know what your war is. You ain't got to tell me or nobody else. But you do need to keep it real with yourself. You do need to be truthful with yourself and tell yourself when enough is enough. Like, when are you going to be tired of going through the same thing that you have been going through for so many years and for so long? You do not want that thing to ultimately take control over your entire life and the direction your life is going in. It probably have had its way with your life for way too long. And you know it. The situations that I had to go through in my life, other people, bad relationships, drugs and alcohol, all that kind of stuff had its way in my life for way too long before I decided to take my power back. I'm like, okay, all right, so this is not working for me. It just wasn't. This is not working for me, and something else has to happen at this point, because I was tired. I was tired. I didn't have no peace in my mind. I wasn't happy with the type of mother that I was to my children. I believe my children deserved a way better mother than what I was being towards them. I always love my children, extremely love, and always been there for my children. But they deserved a better mother. So I had to sacrifice and get rid of some things. And as long as I was doing those things that was not allowing me to be the mother that I know that they deserve, I didn't have peace in my mind. I was convicted. I'm like, how can you continue to do these things and spend your money on this when you could be spending it on your kids or whatever? Spend your time doing this when you could be spending more time with your kids and all of that kind of stuff. I had no peace in my mind. Like, it was tearing me up. I was like, just over and over and over again. I would be sick and crazy right now if I was still doing those same things to myself. I had no peace in my mind. So I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice. It was either my sanity and my life or the things that I was doing. It don't even measure. Like, it don't by far. Like, you have to be crazy to choose things that is not serving you and taking you to the next level in life, opposed to choosing your inner peace. It just really makes no sense not to. Like, no, not the kid. I just did not want to live my life that way anymore. It wasn't worth it. When it all boiled down to it, at the end of the day, me living my life the way that I was living my life, it just wasn't worth it. It brought me no peace. Zero inner peace. It was robbing me of my inner peace. So ultimately, I had to make a choice. So, yeah, we must be willing to explore inner peace. Like, just give it a try. You know, no pressure. No pressure. Just try it. Just try allowing inner peace into your life. We have to learn how to test the waters and dabble into learning how to incorporate inner peace in our life. We have to learn how to explore it, and we have to be willing to we must be willing to explore inner peace. I came across that, and I thought that was very important for me to write that down, because I don't think that sometimes we are willing to explore inner peace. I don't think that it means that much to us to even waste our time trying to gain inner peace. And that is so far away from where everyone needs to be in their mind, in their bodies and in their life. We have to allow inner peace into our lives. So always give yourself the time and attention you need to grow and to develop the inner peace that you deserve to have in your life. So I wrote down a couple quotes and I wrote down some peace affirmations, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out your way. My first quote is from a man named Buddha. He was a religious teacher. I forget what year, but I believe Buddhism was ultimately one of the largest religions. So I think Buddha created the religion Buddhism, which became like worldwide, and people began to practice Buddhism all over the world. So this is what Buddha said: peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. So I am not a very religious person, but this was a very wise man. And that's what he said. He said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. I think we make that mistake quite often, that we're going to find peace when our bills are paid, or when we find that loving relationship, or when we get the nice car or the beautiful home, or whatever. We're looking for these material things that we believe is going to make our lives so better, and peaches and cream and hunky-dory and cupcakes and ice cream and happy and all that kind of stuff. And people that have those things don't have inner peace. I'm not going to say everybody that has those things don't have inner peace, but you have some of the wealthiest people in the world that have committed suicide, that is strung out on drugs, that end up in mental institutions, that that suffer with such mental issues, and it comes from the lack of inner peace. So you're talking about people that can get these things for themselves, that can buy themselves anything in the world if they wanted to, but still lack inner peace. So peace does not come from material things. It does not come from things that you can buy, or things around you, or a loving spouse, or any of that. That's not where your peace is going to come from. Your peace is going to come from within. So find peace within yourself. It's there. Trust me, it's there. Some of us might have to dig a little deeper than others, but keep digging. Keep digging, because you have that peace down in there. It's already a part of you. You just have to explore that side of you. So I wrote down another quote from a woman named Sanjita Rona, and she's a writer, an author, and a humanitarian. And I love that part of her, that she's a humanitarian. She loves and cares about humans. I consider myself to be a humanitarian on a certain level. That's what I said about myself when I began my journey on being a motivational speaker and an author. I just think about how much I love humans as a whole, and how we could treat each other better, even as human beings, and people should learn how to treat people how they want to be treated. And I don't think it's enough of that going on around in this world. So Miss Rona said, a peaceful mind is a very powerful mind. And that is true. That is true, because now you're in the driver's seat. Like, you're in the driver's seat. You're not allowing things to control your life. When you learn how to have peace in your mind, your life can be exactly what you want it to be. A peaceful mind is a very powerful mind, is what this young lady said. And I believe that to be true. My favorite motivational speaker always talks about the power, excuse me, of learning how to control your own mind, which ultimately puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. So those of us who like to be in control of everything, learn how to control yourself. How you gonna control anybody else? You want to control them kids, and you want to control your boss, and you want to control your ignorant family members and tell them what to do and what not to do, and don't be talking to you like that. You want to control your spouse, and how you supposed to be my man, and you doing this and you doing that. You want to control everything else, but you don't have no control over yourself. It starts from you. It starts from you. And once you learn how to gain that control over yourself, everything else will fall into place. You won't have to do nothing else. You won't have to do nothing. God will remove those broken weeds and all of that kind of stuff that was meant to tear you down and all of that kind of stuff. If we set our focus on the main thing that we are supposed to be focused on, we won't have to worry about anything else. Everything else will ultimately fall into place. And I find that happening so much more often in my life when I focus on the things that are serving me more, when I focus on my health and my mental health and my physical health, my mental health, my emotional health, spiritual health, financial health, my future, the things that I want for my children, creating generational wealth, focus on me learning how to take care of myself, loving myself, inner peace, learning how to discipline myself and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just working on myself. I cannot control what other people choose to or not to do. It don't matter how close that individual may be to me. It can be a sibling. It can be one of my hard-headed behind kids. It ain't, and the majority of my children are adults. It ain't but so much I can do. I have to let them learn on their own. I have to let them go out there and make mistakes and learn on their own. My daughter, she is like doing so well in her crochet business right now. I'm so proud of her. So she had orders come in, and she had to go in the post office and ship some of her orders off. And at first I was like going in the post office with her and standing right behind her and telling her what to do and where to put the postage stamp and all of that kind of stuff. And the last time we went to the post office, I was like, okay, I did it once. I'm not going in there with you now. You had to go. And she's like, Mom, she cussing me out. How you gonna sit me in there by myself and all this kind of stuff? I said, don't you know when eagles give birth to their little baby eagle birds, they push them out of the nest, and the strongest ones are going to survive. She was like, well, I'm not no baby eagle, Mom. And I'm like, listen, you have to learn how to do it on your own. I'm not going to always be there for you to walk you through it or to do it for you. I want you to learn how to be independent in doing it. She was so irked. She was like, Mom, I did it wrong. I'm like, well, did it get done? Well, congratulations. I'm cracking up, but sometimes we have to let our loved ones go. We have to let them go out there and learn, learn by their mistakes and learn on their own. And, even that one situation, it gave me peace just knowing that I'm teaching her how to be independent in that aspect. Like, I'm not going to always be there to hold your hand and walk you through it. I want you to learn how to be an independent entrepreneur, even at 15 years old. So, that gave me peace. Even when it comes down to our kids, we have to let them grow. So, My peace affirmations are, and please keep these affirmations with you. Speak these things over yourself. Speak these things over your life, all day long, forever. You know, I always encourage everyone to keep the I am affirmations. I can speak positively over you all day long, but if you don't speak positively over yourself, me just saying it to you is not going to hold much weight. It would just roll off. And I don't want it to do that. I want it to resonate within your spirit. I want you to convince yourself of your own greatness. I want you to believe that you deserve the good and the best things in life. So my first I am affirmation is, I am open to peace. And I want us to be able to open ourselves up and allow peace into our lives. So say that to yourself. I am open to peace. I want peace. I open myself up and ready myself to receive peace in my life. I deserve peace. And you do. And you do. I don't care if you were the biggest hell raiser that has been birthed on the face of this earth. You still deserve peace. That's the old you. You deserve to have peace in your life. Everyone does. Everyone does. Convince yourself that you deserve to have peace in your life, because you do. So say that to yourself. I deserve peace. I deserve peace. And my last peace affirmation is, I am ready to embrace peace in my life. If you convince yourself of that, you will be on your way to accepting inner peace into your life. And everyone needs inner peace. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is or how much you try to claim you don't need inner peace in your life and you got money so you don't need peace or whatever. I don't care how you try to offset it and look at it. Everybody needs to have peace in their life. So say that to yourself. I am ready to embrace peace in my life. So I know I am. I know I am. As much, I don't care how much peace that, I have in my life right now. I want more peace. I want an abundance of peace in my life for the rest of my life. I want my final experience in life to be a peaceful one. So, that's just me. I cannot speak for anyone else, but that is what I want for myself. So that is it, you guys. That is the end of my life lesson on peace. And I leave you and greet you with the universal gesture of peace. We do that in yoga. And my yoga teacher is a spiritual yoga teacher, and it just blesses me in so many ways. And we always end each yoga class with peace, and I love that. And I thought that was perfect to end this message with. So that is it. Good morning, happy hump day. Thank you all so much for jumping in and hopefully receiving this message of peace. I hope this does something for you. Like I said, we all need peace in our life, not a little bit, but a lot, because there's so many things going on. There's so many things going on in the world and in our neighborhood and in the news and in our minds and in our families and all of that kind of stuff. And it can be overwhelming. It really can, when we are, we're feeling sorry for people, even if it's things that are not happening directly towards us. Of course, we're human, and it hurts to see all of the things that are happening in this world, but we have to learn how to pray for people and allow peace in our life, because we all need peace. But in the meantime, I love you guys and God bless you. But don't forget, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I just celebrated, I'm in celebration mode. I'm so grateful to God. My birthday is next week. I'm celebrating 500 subscribers. I am over 5. Just when I woke up this morning, I had even more subscribers on my YouTube channel. But yes, I am celebrating more than 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I am so grateful for that. But if you have not yet went to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, it is True Value Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. You can Google it. If you Google True Value Knowing Your Worth, my book will pop up and my YouTube channel will pop up, and you can just tap either link and it will take you straight to my book, or it will take you straight to my YouTube channel, so that you can subscribe. You can Google all of my books. So if you if you put all of my books into your Google, the links will come up, and if you choose, you can go ahead and purchase the books right off of Amazon. So my first book is True Value Knowing Your Worth. My second book is Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. My third book is Feed Your Soul, Your Personal Guide to Health and Wellness. And my fourth book is called Religiously, and that is a closer look at spirituality and religion. But yes, my heart is grateful. I am so over the top, filled with gratefulness, with all the open doors and abundance and success and everything that God is doing for me in my life right now. It is hard work. I cannot do it without my viewers, without my subscribers, without my customers, the people who choose to buy the books. I am so grateful for you all. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the outpouring of support. If it is liking something, sharing, commenting, subscribing, each view adds up to, it means so much to me. So keep being supportive, guys. I greatly appreciate it so much. I love you and God bless you. Have peace in your life today. Practice peace. Do something for yourself today that is going to allow you to gain another level of peace and incorporate it in your life on the regular basis, even if it is just one thing that you do over and over again, until you allow yourself to be creative and learning how to incorporate more peace in your life on the regular basis. Do that one thing repeatedly, whatever that means to you, with learning how to incorporate peace in your life. So have a peaceful day, you guys. God bless you, and I love you, Lord willing. I will be back here on Friday with another motivational message. In the meantime, you guys continue to stay blessed.